Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're here taking a look at Be First, I Want You Back dance practice. I have already seen the music video, but that got blocked on YouTube, so you can watch it on the Patreon side, but hopefully if I just isolate the dance practice and we look at it together, that'll pass. So we'll see, fingers crossed. I really enjoyed seeing this approach. I thought it was very tasteful to the original, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the choreography is going to be about. So let's get into it. You notice I remembered to go descriptive instead of original, so I can actually hear the audio in the dance practice. Does he not slip on his pants? Cute. Baby, give me one more chance. Yeah. That's a cute little call response out of that. The shamrock was cute. The rug looking fabric built into those pants is legit though. Nice. And they face the back. Isn't that fun? Ah, yeah. I want you back. That was cute. Wow. They don't look that winded. I mean, I'm not surprised they're not that winded because it's not the most difficult choreography we have seen them do this year alone. Okay, double checked before I said anything, but we are missing a member here. There were a couple of intentional gaps within the choreography that I wasn't catching when I watched the music video, which is what made me have my wheels turn as to if we were missing one, and we are. Okay, which just shows that their spacing is really good, for that matter. Okay, here we go. From the top. So you hear this. Well, firstly, if you didn't know, I Want You Back, this is a rework from the original I Want You Back from Jackson 5. When I watched the music video, I actually said ABC first, but I Want You Back and ABC was released around the same time, and they're similar in sound, so I was okay with that little mistake. It's from the same artist, so we're fine. I really, really loved how tasteful this was. The lyrics in play, I love that they kept the chorus what it was, and I really liked what we saw in choreography in that space. Also, a lot of the cinematic imagery that was shown throughout, I just really appreciated. So anyway, we're here to talk about the dance. I'm really glad that I remembered this time about the audio so we can really hear what's going on in the space. I love the amount of conversation that's happening, but it's still productive, but also they look happy. This is a really nice, joyful, gregarious, meaning very happier in tone track. So the dance reflects that very well. I like the readability of it. I also don't think it's too difficult, and I don't think it needs to be. It doesn't need to be this mega crew, super complex, difficult thing. Just good times, good vibes, very communal. It really pulls us in that direction. So we turn. I love this bounce. We step it. I do not know how he is able to dance with his pants touching the ground like that, dragging on the ground like that. I've danced in pants similar, not like that, but in what it, they're too big for my height. And I navigate that quite often, so I try to avoid wearing those when I can, or I change the shoe. So I'm hats off to him, figurative hats off for that. I like the rock on that. We cross it out. So my first indicator of we're missing somebody is we have an obvious space in our mirroring on this. Also, there was a section where it felt pretty clear that there was somebody singing, but nobody was taking ownership of the vocal for that moment, which is what made me think, oh, that person's not here. So good for them. They sent it back. I hope whoever's missing is okay. I hope it's just a simple schedule conflict and not I'm dying and or I'm hurt and I can't be there. I don't know, but anyway, I like the turn out of it. The bounce is nice. They had it bring it back. Now that reminds me of they have a track. Is it called Back 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 or something that says back in it? And they do that move if I'm remembering. So I do appreciate the fingerprint if that's what that is. It's cool. I like the different directions on it. I like the little James Brown moment out of that too. Or again, Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson was a part of the Jackson 5, just like Janet, right? Jackson, last name. And we have Michael was inspired heavily by James Brown, and so that's why that move can be called James Brown. He is the funk father of the sound. It's so good. So I love the moment there. They press it away where they send it out, and then it's a subtle fixed point, meaning that it's established in the space and my body passes it as it stays fixed in that position. Really cool. I like the speed change on it where they're frozen. They do a little toe tap. They bring it back up. They send the arm up. Boom, send it over. They kick, ball change, and I like the cross the waist with the arm flick up. It's cute. They end up doing that just as a transition to get us to a new spot. It's not the most difficult thing. And you're going to hear me say that. I'll try not to say that too often because I feel like you guys understand that at this point. Especially if you're a bestie and you've seen a lot of their work. You know this is not their most difficult work. But it doesn't make it any less valuable to the discography, and it doesn't make it any less more appreciative. Like, we can really appreciate it, right? So I like the lean down, the toss-up's nice. Then I really like how we have we're starting to do a party machine, which is what this move would be, but I like that we ended up reversing and varying it, and then we end up gliding it out. Come on, smile. I like the chest being utilized. You gotta have a groove if you're gonna do a track like this, especially one that comes from the Jackson threshold. This really matters, and especially if you're gonna do moves that we're seeing, which is the old school hip hop side, rock, bounce, and groove, which we are seeing pretty well here. I like the sending it up high mid. Did he just crack? Ah. And they bring it in. They're kind of serenading a little bit. It gives, honestly, the group that I could see if we, I think of D-League often when I look at J-pop stuff because D-League's in the Japanese threshold of work, and there's a lot of J-pop artists who are a part of that league. I don't think anybody here is, right? But I know some of them may have been special performers. It's just I think about which team could I see really take on a track or what style, and I really do think Avex Royal Brats, which I know that this agency is like a sub-label or like a subsidy, right, of Avex in some way, so I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, Avex Royal Brats would be the group to cover something like this if they ever did that, but I love it. The kicks are nice. They bring it from one side to the other. I like the head connecting to move to the other side, which is nice. That's interesting. The timing on that hit, with the kick, ball change with the speed change on the arms, I thought was very interesting for that because everything is falling on that, pocket 2, pocket 3 range, meaning that on the not and counts, but taking its time through your counts and then going on every count. We're not syncopating or we're not doing anything super crazy, but that timing is something which is a really nice creative, not interruption, but shift and flow that you normally wouldn't see for this part of the music. I'm here for it. The pull-in is really nice. That was another fixed point example like we saw here. You saw it a little bit lower, which I really liked. They push over. That's another example where you have a space here, right? Step. Really nice. I like how they keep it a little bit more stationary and then they travel it to the back. I like the subtle direction changes. They use that with the slide. Using that also to transition. You notice another gap or another moment in the formation there. They really did a good job on the transitions and on the formations for us to feel like something is off, but in a productive way, not in a, I can still appreciate the choreography for what it is way. I love this call and response. You have the that moment with the vocalist, then everybody responds, and then it repeats. And I like the choreography reflects that. It's great. He hugs it, he traces it down, and like everybody takes in their hat. Hey, I feel like I'm a part of it because I got my ball cap on too. And then we point it out, and I like the pot of beret out of that. And we say, what? And then we go head over, hey, clap it, send it back. I want you back. I love when they do the back. That's cute because that's syncopated, but it's still subtle and fun. Conversation. Yeah, that's fun. I want you back there. We're here for it because there's a physical back and then go to the back, and then when I'm facing the back I can still look behind and it's still my technical back. There's so much you could do. I love it. Little moment, love the clap. Yeah, the kick. That part, yes. Actually, I feel like I need to figure out which track specifically I'm talking about. Please hold. It is boom, boom, back. And if you go to the music video, they do this exact move, maybe all in unison, but I like the directions on it. I like the taste that they have to integrate it. I see that as a fingerprint, not as a recycle. And there is a difference on how you can kind of pick up on it, or you can kind of go off of your own discernment and what's considered that for yourself, right? Don't just take my word for it. I'm a supplement at best to your journey in growing and appreciating dance. So whenever you see somebody do a move like this, if we notice it pretty often, where we're hitting similar parts of our music and we're not following lore, they're just independent tracks in and of themselves, that can be it looks like a choreographer is just placeholding, is what I would call that, where you don't quite know what to do, so you do what's comfortable. But here, because this is technically a rework of a song that's not really theirs, but they reworked it, having something that is considered a fingerprint of one of their own works to put within it that still works for the track, I think of it more as a tribute to themselves. Not only that, I was noticing a color palette crossover where there's similarities in the colors used, but I could be reading too much into that. I don't know much about if B-First has lore or what the intention on it was, but I'm going to clock this for sure. Maybe honorable mention of the color palettes between the two. I'm here for it. I love it. Okay. Bring it up. I like the swing down. Speed change is nice. Love it. He brings it up. But that's a shamrock. Oh, we love it. Shamrock is this move that you see on the lower body. And I like that we have subtlety with the hands. We're like, ooh, we're a little cold. And then we open. I like the switch. Switch on the arms. Boom, boom. And they look. Then they go, whoa, into a toss. And then they take us in around. I like that we've now converted it into a circle, having two people pop off. It is interesting that those who are crossing in front aren't diving a lower level, so we continue to see R2, but it doesn't bother me. It just feels like if we see him, great. If we don't, that's also fine. They freeze it, boom, there. I like that they send the arms down with the V-set behind. Come on, chest, and we toss it back, and we go flick, flick. We run, here we go. And I love this, like we're really feeling it. If we had a mic stand in front of us, which would you see in the music video, we're like, yes, we're living our lives, but we have to stay structured with it. It's cool. We tap it, send it low, and I like the kick, and we twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Subtlety, that is boom, da-da-da-da-da, is what they're hitting there. The pull-in is nice, your heart. I like for that. Our arms complement with the swing, and we're creating a nice little scoop effect with our arms. And change the directions to help enhance it instead of just doing the same thing the whole time. Come on, subtlety in the head. I like the pop off from outside to inside. We popped in our ripple to get to a column. And we kick it, ball change. I like this double before we transition. And we go, oh! This is definitely a little Michael moment, right? Little James Brown. Bringing it back. Yes, we love to see that with the heels also complementing. Definitely gives Charleston vibes. Flick, flick, you better. Subtleties are nice. You notice they're still doing this sway with tap. Has a soulful vibe to it. We double it on nice. I like the switch off on our weight, but also with the torso. I'm definitely a fan of that. We switch it. Once again, we turn. Come on now. And I like the toss, sending it down, which is nice. Ball change. Stack it, stack it, stack it. Your body rolls it, sends it around and back. I like the switch off on those arms there. He body rolls, and I like the feature there where he does a single, everybody else did double, so that was nice. And we go interrupt as we come up. Subtlety, and I like that he's looking over to the side for a next feature. Pulls, here we go. Same thing that we've done before, but we're in a straight line now. Pick up with the foot, kick and kick, keep it stationary. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle on the little echo. Da-da-da-da in the back. Yep, da-da-da. Yep. So what helps with, if we're entertaining the same structure of choreography or the content itself, what helps us in being able to appreciate it in a different way without it coming across as redundant? Formations and dynamics. So you notice that we are in a straight line this time. We're keeping it pretty stationary and not traveling it as much as we were in the previous courses. So this is really nice. You can really appreciate the content this time. Now we've moved. And they bring it face the back, and he's facing front. And then they look, and then look to us. Party moment, party of him in the back. Little taps again. Different formation. Little head, boom. It doesn't look like I feel like they know, but for one take, we pick our battles where is it an up, down, or is it a down, up? That does affect timing, which is what you saw there. So I like the toss from everybody else to help elevate a level. Come on with the head, and then we go, tink, and we put a beret out of it. Come on, head. Yep. I want you back, 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 back. I really like the back, back, so those are bookended when we see this in play in the straight line, so that's cool. Yeah, let's go. Yep. Back, back. Yep. From boom, boom, back. I want you back, and they point to themselves, and then they wait. Normally, I hear the song repeat, and that's how they know we're done, but they just hold it. I want you back. I want you back. This was really nice. Thank you, Be First, for making this. Thank you for giving credit in the spaces that you did, and I really like the tastefulness of it all, and I think the dance was very adequate and fitting for this type of song, especially with the remix that you did. The music video is really fun. Like I said, that's blocked, but I'm hopeful that this will make its way onto YouTube, no problem. I'm going to try to stay up to date with Be First and slowly go back and look at the tracks I missed, but this has been really enjoyable, and hopefully I'll be able to take a look at more J-pop groups in the future, because it's been fun to see and measure things similarly to how I look at K-pop material, but of course there's a difference in expectation from audience and fan base, which I think is really cool. I'm Jess. You guys know me, I know you, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.